Hello, you beautiful collectives. Are we ready to begin? What? All right, so I pulled the first card where our energy was, and we pulled from the fairy oracles, oh, that gnome, right? And I totally feel this energy. As a collective, I understand it, right? It's like sitting on top of the world, and we have all this collective chaos that's going on, and we're sitting here like, So I'm in heart chakra, and I've managed my volatility, that root chakra energy, and I'm sitting on top of the world looking down, and now what do? Right? So I clarified that with the first three cards, and I asked Spirit, what exactly are we looking for? The first card that came out was the cat, independence, and healthy boundaries. Amen, amen. So as a collective, we are learning how to set independent, healthy boundaries for ourselves as well as others. Showing people how to treat you, right? And then we are also looking for trust, right? On our path. People that we're able to trust in, to believe in, who understand us on this journey, right? Trust is a very big part of continuing and making forward movement, right? Because if you can't trust somebody in that vibration, then we stay stagnant because we can't move forward. And then we had the fiery fairy come out, creative action and optimism, which is exactly the same energy that I get in Oh, That Gnome, right? Turning that passion, that fire, and that desire into creative movements, right? What makes you happy? If you can't get out of the volatility, right? That root chakra energy, flip that energy and what makes us happy, right? Right. All right, collective. So now we're going to clarify with Oh, That Gnome and find out what exactly our journey is here with independence, healthy, and boundaries. So Oh, That Gnome, we have the Lovers here. So so we're on soul's journey, right? That's why all the destructive chaos, because of the Lover's energy, right? Feels like disappointment, like, all right, here I'm sitting in this energy, now what? Okay, so now let's find out. We have independence and healthy boundaries with the gnome here and the Lover's card. Oh, shit. All right, collectives, we got a book. Give me a minute. All right. So reasonable, healthy, independent boundaries with the Lovers. That's what is giving us this Tower moment, right? And what is the Tower moment is the Five of Sacred Circles. See, we've been stagnant. We haven't been moving in the five energy. That's our, for me, that's our reflect and release energy, time to build, right? And here we have the Five of Sacred Circles, and the door to the teepee is open, hut, whatever you want to call this, is open. And see, here's an ancestor right here with the white hair, and here's you entering into. See, this is that forward movement. That's why the Tower moment. That's why the Tower moment because now spirit has opened up with your ancestors and they're giving us that information that we need to continue to move forward. Yeah, with the 10 of Cups, right? Moving into that castle for your blessings, right? Yeah. Closing out old emotions that no longer serve you for your highest and best good and moving forward in your journey. That's the Tower moment, and that's the 5 of Sacred Circles. That's why we were paused, because we were closing out old emotions that no longer served us to get our blessings, to be able to move forward. Right, because we have the Wheel of Fortune here, right? See, here's the movement, the Chariot, our happiness, right? The cosmic connection, seeing, building. The scrolls, right? Yeah. So as collectives, we're ready to, yeah, because then we have the Ace of Sacred Circles, right? And this is new beginnings. This is learning how to nurture. And what is that? Yeah, see, it's a buffalo. It's the sacred journey. The sacred journey. That was our independent, healthy boundaries. Is making movement to a sacred journey. Oh, that's why the Lovers. That's why the Lovers. And the Tower moment. And the gnome. Because he's creative chaos. He's in heart chakra energy. Okay, so let's find out what this trust is. Collectives on our journey here. So the trust is that we're stepping into our Queen of Wands energy, right? Chasing those passions, fires, and desires because we're in our sacred journey, our new beginnings with the Wheel of Fortune. So then we're in the 5 of Staves, right? This is manifesting in the sacred journey, right? See, there's the pyramid to me, the Egyptian ties. Spiritual journey in the Egyptian timeline is how I see it. So we had to stop, reflect, and release with the collectives, be blessed, and step into our sacred journey. And make movement, because then we have the Prince of Staves, right? The Prince of Wands, Prince of Fire. Movement in your fires, passions, and desires. Learning, so that's our trust card, is trusting ourselves in our feminine energy, right? Because we have the Lovers and the gnome, who is preceding the entire energy that started out the energy was, oh, that gnome, right? So this is trusting our path. That's why we took that little time out to see, to keep making that forward movement in your passions, fires, and desires. It's almost like that Tower moment made us step back and go, how do I want to rebuild? Now all the collectives are on journey. Oh, see, all the collectives are on journey. Now we're able to build the timeline and get it blessed, right? And see, this is the, yeah, the Queen of Staves energy. Delivering the messages to the collectives. That's why we were on this pause, reflect, and release energy. See, because that's all this information has been coming to me within the last week. And that's why I didn't do air signs, because air signs, oh Lord, they had me spitting out shit. And I had to learn how to balance out my truth because I was on a mission. I don't care. Oh, collectives, I understand. All right, so let's, this fiery, see, and here is, again, the next card is that fiery creative action, right? Movement in your queen energy, chasing your passions, fires, and desires, right? Because that's why we were on timeout, is to gather the collective so we could build, right? In our queen, and the queen, again, sends out the messages, and then the messengers and the pages all start to deliver to the rest of the collectives. Yes. So creative action and okay, so what are we making movement to? The creative actions in the Prince of Staves and the Fiery Fairy. What kind of actions should we be taking this week as collectives? Okay, so the action that we're taking as collectives this week is to victory, right? Forward movement, right? Not stopping, forward movement. We stopped, paused, reflected, got the collectives back in order. Now we're making movement. All of us are making movement now, right? So that puts us in victory of our emotions, right? Through these moon cycles. October, we have 2 moon cycles to go through, right? Reflect and release in our emotions, right? But now we are focused in our heart chakra energy. That's why we're making movement with the Empress energy, right? Yeah. See, it's sitting and letting the abundance of emotions just kind of flow, right? Sitting there in that energy. Yeah, building, nurturing the kingdom, nurturing the kingdom. Yeah, because then the ending energy was the stag with pride and leadership. See, that's why we're stepping into the energies, keeping ourselves grounded, taking pride in the leadership in the collectives, keeping the forward movement going, because it has to be forward movement only. Otherwise, nobody gets to play in chess, right? Then we're all stagnant, and then we're waiting for the next move. And that's not how this goes, because then there's no giving or receiving going on with the universe, right? For your abundance, your wealth. Right, because then we have the raven. See, and I've been dealing with the crows for like 2 weeks now. It's crazy. They just come here and squawk and sing songs, and they talk in this language. I'm so fascinated. But then we have magic, coincidences, and synchronized events. Exactly. It's like they always come when I'm in the middle of something, or in the morning when I'm out checking on the bird feeders or whatever. It's like they just flock with messages and omens. Okay, yeah, see, and that's why I'm always trying to, yeah, see, focused. Because then we have the hawk, omens and messages. And I just said in the air sign video that, like yesterday, the hawk was here, and I wanted to get a picture of him, but then like 15 crows came and like chased him away. That's interesting. I had to soak in that for a minute. So, okay, so as collectives, then we have the cow, nourishment, abundance, asking and receiving. See, and that's again why we are not in that stagnant while we're making forward movement. Because if we're stagnant, then we're not giving or receiving. And that's why we got to keep moving, right? It's the sacred journey. It's the sacred journey. Because then for the ending energy, we have a 5 of Cups energy, Right. Oh, and see, and that's why we had the Lovers. And probably the gnome. See, I understand this energy. It's like two people have their cups here, but there's a person back here that's got their back turned and all these spilled cups all over the floor. Right. See, there's always a loser in the deal. That's why you got to keep making forward movement. Collectives. Because there's always a winner and always a loser. Unless you stop playing the game, then nobody wins, but then you're stagnant and you don't get your abundance either. 15-15, amen. Okay, because then we have the Two of Swords energy, right? This was us in that reflect and release, right? We have our swords up. We want truth, trust. That's exactly the energy I feel in this one here, right? It's like we're looking out at our emotions and the beauty of what life has to offer, but we are still, it's like guarding our heart here, because who do we trust? How do we move forward if we can't trust? But that's why we move forward in the Queen of Passion. We just do it. Yeah. Because then we have the Magician manifesting. Because we're in alignment. See, and that's why we have to trust. Because that's what gives us victory. Of our emotions in heart chakra to be the Empress, right? Nurturing, giving, receiving with the collectives, equally giving and receiving with the collectives back and forth. I give you information, you give me information, which is then keeping us all moving forward. So that way we're not stopping and becoming stagnant, because it's like when you move your chess piece, right? Well, now it's the universe has to read your vibration and then make their move. That's why we're supposed to be listening for the messages, the omens through the crows, the ravens, and the sacred journey, your ancestors, right? Because then we have the 1111 card, the Four of Staves, right? And it's, yeah. Okay, and they're holding hands. So it's equally giving and receiving within masculine, feminine energies to get the blessings in their happiness, right? Oh, collectives. That's why somebody always gets hurt in the deal. That's why the gnome energy, like, I'm in heart chakra, I'm ready to manifest. So you just manifest with your fires, your passions, and your desires. Right, because then you took the time out in the swords energy to sit and check yourself in all of your truths, right? What do you want moving forward? How are we moving forward in truth and trust and healthy boundaries, right? What do you see? So you're not left empty in heart chakra energy. Standing in truth. Yeah, see, because then that's why you build, right? The Nine of Staves, right? See, planting, seeding, growing. Now it's time to harvest the wheat. Your passions, your fires, your desires. That's what gets you grounded and puts you in the Queen of Sacred Circles, right? See, I'm a Pentacles energy. Queen of Pentacles, Empress energy, nurturing, equally giving and receiving. Okay. Right, nurturing, equally giving and receiving, taking care of the children, taking care of the queens, the collectives. Yes, nurturing. See, and then we have the moon cycle. See, that's the connection. Through the moon cycles. Wow, collectives. Holy shit. This week is going to be a pretty strong week for us, stepping into truth, because then we have the 2 of sacred circles again. So here's that infinity, right? With bear energy and spirit. See, it's all magical, cosmic. See the infinity there and the infinity there. It's what you manifested because you were in heart chakra. Yeah. And nurtured and balanced. See, that's why you have the 2 of sacred circles. It's being balanced. It's learning how to balance between our masculine energies, logic, ego, self, with our feminine energy of heart, nurturing, equally giving and receiving, right? Because then we have the kings, the king of cups here, right? The kings of, had to step in and open heart chakra to help us with our emotions, to give us emotions, right? Which then led us to cutting the ties that bind, taking our power back, and getting out of that volatile energy. Because then it took us on a little detour, right? We had to stop. See, it was blocked. But that's why Spirit opened it up. Yeah. See, that's why we got it opened. Your ancestors opened the door because they're giving us knowledge. And that's why we had to stay stagnant for a minute. Because again, we had to take that time out to set in our truth. Somewhere. Yeah. See, same scenario, except he's not looking at the emotions. His back are to the emotions because he's checking himself in truth. Whereas she is looking out in her emotions, right? Checking on her truth. But now she's in heart chakra energy. See, that's why we had the gnome. And then the lovers. Checking that heart chakra energy in order to make forward movement. Right. Took ourselves out of judgment. Right. It's like the masculine is reaching his hand in to pull the feminine energy out of her emotions, out of this pit of shit. Right. Because that's what we were stuck in because we didn't make forward movement. So it's like the masculine energies. That's why the King of Cups, the Kings of Cups had to step in, the water signs, right? To give, because the divine feminine were drowning in their emotion. Yeah, because then we have the Prince of Sacred Circle. And justice. Because we're in truth. And we've been giving, see, it's stepping in. Learning how to nurture yourself, listen to spirit, take your journey, balance out, right? Get that intuition that's coming down to us. See, that's why your ancestors, dadgummit, I've got so many cards for us out here, opened up the veil. See, your ancestors are letting you in, giving you occult knowledge to help you keep building. Oh, see, it's raining again. Very soft, light rain. Yeah, with the moon. And then taking that time to see in your emotions, right? Where you're looking out. checking just your truth, not your emotions, then stepping in and checking your emotions with your truth to keep moving forward. When you were blocked, right? Ancestors opened it up for you, said, come on in, my dears. We got some talking to do. And then that gives you the 10 of Swords because you were in meditation. You took that time. You took the time to see. Wow. And got out of your head. And again, made changes, fast, sudden movement coming in because you left the past behind. With the Princess of Swords, right? Because your truth is still here. Because you were following your intuition with the moon cycles. That's why the moon came out. Following your emotions by the moon. Yeah. See, so instead of being in truth right now, you're chasing your fires, passions, and desires through these moon cycles right now, being focused on your spiritual journey, chasing your abundance, right? Your intuition, and being nurturing to yourself, equally giving and receiving information. See, keeping yourself balanced in root chakra because you're chasing your abundance. Right, because you're in heart chakra, see? That's why she's baby emotions, right? Because now you have the 7 of Staves, right? Which is, again, Spirit is opening the veil for us so we can connect with our ancestors, bring down that information, right? Because you are standing in your nurturing energy because we had the Queen of Pentacles, we had the Queen of Fire, we have the Empress on the board. Because we're closing out all those old emotions. That's why we had the 8 of Cups. Being focused on leaving the past behind to move forward in your sacred journey. And now that's where your abundance is. Right. Right. Because you're taking the path, right? And so now again, this is Spirit. You're walking in. I've completed my task, my journey. I'm in balance. Yeah. With the King of Swords, who is our truth, right? Because our kings, we have the King of Water putting us in emotion, and then we have the King of Swords who have finally stepped in with the Queen of Swords energies as well, giving us truth. See, truth of our emotions. Yeah. Putting us in transformation. Bam. And there's that wisdom, collectives, that we've been waiting for. See, it's like transforming. Here's our old self into new baby emotions, right? This is starting over. This is new emotions, new love, new journey, new sacred path, new visions, new, right? Okay, right. And that's why the angels are stepping in and helping us, right? Balance, keep ourselves grounded and being balanced in those emotions. Because that's what gives us victory. What? So much peace, so big love. Holy shit, I'm totally out. Collectives. Wow. This week, I told you October was going to be Rockstar. That's when all the fast, sudden movement, all the changes, our truth comes in, our heart chakra, our alignment, our sacred journey. We have rain, soft, subtle rain this morning. So it's really, we're all just stepping in 2855. Amen. Stepping into journey as collectives. We're all building, giving and receiving with each other and amongst each other because we're all on the same journey and on the same path, right? And so that's beautiful. So let's just keep working together. So this week is really about us stepping into truth, right? Following these moon cycles, following our intuition, listening to spirit, connecting with our ancestors. Obviously, they've raised the veil so we can get in, right? So you can understand how to keep making that forward movement, because once you connect with your ancestors, that's when all the movement and everything starts this week. So it's all on you. It starts with you. You make the movement, then it's the universe, spirit, your ancestors, guides, right? Then it's their move. And then you make movement again. And then the universe gives you signs, messages, and omens to keep you moving forward again. But you have to be open to seeing your truth. Beautiful. Big week. So much peace, so big love. I'm totally out. I love you guys. Thanks for stepping into Journey. Thanks for being Rockstar Collectives and finally all helping us to build in the timeline that we need to build in. It makes my job so much more easier. And I love it so much. All right, so let's Rockstar. I'll see you next week. Peace.